And we will have those stories in a moment. But first, a huge police manhunt is happening right now in the Bronx, New York, after a suspect shot 2 officers.
Now, police say both officers are expected to survive. They were responding to a robbery call when the suspect opened fire, hitting one in the elbow, the other in the back. And this shooting comes about 2 weeks after 2 other police officers, both NYPD, were fatally shot in their patrol car in Brooklyn. Joining us now on the phone, CNN producer Shimon Prokupecz. So, Shimon, explain to us right now what's happening with this manhunt, and at this point, is there a motive behind the shooting?
Well, yeah, there is. So there are 2 things. So the manhunt now, we have 2 suspects. The police believe they're looking for 2 suspects. One of the suspects may have been shot and by the police who exchanged gunfire with the suspects. So they're now checking local hospitals. There's a particular hospital in New York, Columbia Presbyterian, where a man walked in with a gunshot wound. So they're trying to determine if he's, one of the suspects here. There was a second suspect. That suspect is still on the loose. They're looking for him. There's a helicopter just over the air now, and some heavily armed police officers are just getting to the scene here, where they're searching for the suspect. So the latest information, from what I've been told, the police officers were either responding to a robbery or had received some sort of tip about some suspects who were about to commit a robbery, and were following them and tried to pull them over when there was a exchange of gunfire as they were trying to pull them over. I'm also told that a gun was recovered at one of the scenes. So there are several scenes. There's the store that they were trying to rob. Then there's a scene where police sort of followed the suspects. And in that area, which is just about 4 or 5 blocks away, police recovered a gun. And now really the focus is on trying to find the suspects. The officers are expected to be okay. One was shot in the elbow. The other was shot in the back. And they, right now, from what I'm told, the injuries don't appear to be life-threatening.
So, Shimon, let's just be clear on this, because December 20, when officers Ramos and Liu were shot dead, the assailant there, who later took his own life, posted on Facebook that was a revenge attack for the deaths of black men at the hands of police. This is essentially a robbery that was either a tip-off and was intercepted by these 2 police officers.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's very different from the circumstances involving, the other 2 officers you mentioned. This was, during the course of police action. These officers were doing their job. Much as instead of our officers here are sort of, in a slowdown, not doing their job. Right now, it appears these officers were trying to do their job. We're trying to stop a robbery when they encountered these men, and there was, shots. There was an exchange of gunfire. But there's nothing to indicate that this was any kind of ambush like the other officers, any sort of revenge-type situation. Right now, it appears to be just a robbery that the police officers were trying to stop.
Shimon, I'm having a little bit of trouble with your line there, so we'll let you go. But we appreciate that. Shimon Prokupecz, our crime and justice producer there in New York, essentially bringing us up to date with the very latest there. Of course, things very much on edge ever since those 2 police officers were gunned down on December 20. There's been a very tense time in New York, especially for the NYPD. And news of another 2 police officers being shot just in the past hour or so.
Yeah.
But as we've learned, nothing to do with a racially motivated attack. It just seems that they were doing their job, and
trying to stop a robbery.
And police do get shot quite often in New York City.
All right. And we will, of course, stay on top of any details coming in on that. But we do want to go to the other big story we've been following.